Hello viewers, here is a Honeywell fan. This is maybe a 16-inch model. Let's take a look here. It's going to be a 16 or an 18. That's going to be a 16. And it's kind of an unusual model. At least it's not one that I've seen before. It does unfortunately have the Digitan electronics controls. One of the buttons is kind of jacked up. I'm pretty sure that's just cosmetic damage though. And there's the IR receiver. And on the back we have a remote control which has been taped to the fan. And it appears that the CLD has broke, which is too bad. This was a trash find, so I tend to think, since they bothered to tape the remote with it, the fan probably does still work. It looks like it's been cleaned multiple times in the course of its life, because the blades are fairly clean. You got the motor, I don't think we'll see it on the video, but the motor is packed with dust. The date code is 0801. And let's see if we get a model number here. There's the informations. I can't read them. You have to have a magnifying glass to read that. Model number looks like HS-310 maybe. 0.52 amps. So it's about 20 years old. Now let's see, I think the height is adjustable. How high is it going to go up? Oh jeez, not good. Well, I think something's a little bit busted because it probably shouldn't be able to do that. Okay, we're definitely having some malfunction here with this piece. I don't think that's supposed to be able to come off like that. But if that's all that's wrong with it, not a big deal. Okay, I think that's about as high as it's going to go. Yeah, it looks like the plastic just cracked over the years. I don't really think that would be a functional issue. I bet this thing still works. Let's check and see if the bearings are free or not. No point in powering on if the bearings are not free. Oh wow, the bearings are perfectly fine. Blade's not in a good clock though. One of the blades is far back. And the blade is totally out of whack. Unfortunately, I think a lot of these blades, these plastic blades from the 2000s era, are starting to get to the point where they're all warping. Especially if it was stored in an attic or something. A lot of heat. Alright, so maybe we do have an issue here. I don't stay up anymore. Well, probably can fix that. I guess I'll put it up on the table if it's going to be that low. Stand fan's really kind of awkward to record in this studio because on the floor is a bit too low and on the table is a bit too high. I'm just noticing we have an issue with the plug here. I'm not sure what in the world transpired there. Maybe like an animal ate it or something. It's true to the copper right there, but there's no way you're going to touch that, so I'm still going to plug it in. I think it's should be replaced, but I think it's safe to use it in the interim. And as far as this remote goes, I don't know if the batteries are just dead or what. I don't really see anything oh, no, there it goes. A number came on. Yeah, it's working. Unfortunately, the screen is not working, but I think the thing itself is working. Okay, now let's plug it up and see what happens. Start with this button. It works. It's kind of loud, but it's working. It doesn't feel as out of balance as I thought it would. It's got a nice slow oscillation to it. Now, let's see what this will do here. So that's like I guess it's got a thermometer control, a temperature control, so it's set to 76. We take this down. It should come on. I don't quite understand the value of a temperature control on a fan like this, because a fan like this doesn't change the air temperature in the room. You know, on like a window fan, I understand, but not on a fan like this. It's got that stupid breeze mode where it just turns the thing up and down, and then it turns it off. That can't be good on a motor to keep turning it up and on and off and changing the speeds like that. Turn the stupid breeze mode off. Okay, so that's high, medium, and that's low. It's got a decent range in the speeds. Unfortunately, it's kind of loud though, and the amount of air that's being moved isn't super impressive. It's not bad though. It moves a good amount of air. It's just kind of noisy. Why would you throw this out? There's nothing wrong with it. It's not even that dirty. It does seem to remember the last speed it was on, or at least it used the remote. See, this is where I don't quite understand why people prefer the electronic controls, because it's more complicated. You gotta press this stinking button 3 times to get it on low. You know, if you got like a piano key control, you just hit what you want and it's done, it's running. Well, that's outrageous. It's outrageous that somebody would throw this out. There's nothing wrong with the thing. Huh. Well, there you have it. Yet another perfectly good working fan in the trash. It's too bad the remote's jacked up. I don't think I'd be able to get a new display for this either. I don't know why it got like that. It doesn't look like it was ever... doesn't look like it was dropped or abused or anything. There's some evidence there of maybe someone trying to open it, but it looks like it's in pretty good condition. All the functions still work, so it's not really a big deal. It would just be cool if it did work. The screen worked. Note that we have Rayovac batteries in here, and they're not leaking. These have an expiration of November 2026, so they were probably put in there more recently. Well, there you have it. A good working Honeywell fan. I kind of like this era of CAS stuff, so I'm pretty happy with this find for the collection.